us again.
Wait, what are we doing?
You know.
No.
Podcast.
Wait a minute. You hear that?
Podcast.
What is it?
I don't know. It sounds like it's getting closer. What the fuck is that? That's right. Rotten Mornings Podcast is coming back at you for season 11. The same old blah blah bullshit you've always expected from us. Remember? Rotten Mornings Podcast. Season 11.
I forgot that part.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Rotten Mornings. As I always am, your intrepid host, co-host existence, Matt. Hi, I'm Matt.
And the cat says, top of the morning to you, Matt. Hello, everyone. I am Grim.
You want to get in on this, BB?
Come on, BB.
Bebe said no. I am Carrie. And there goes Bebe.
And there goes Bebe. So, yeah, welcome to this episode of the Rotten Mornings Podcast. Want to give you guys a headphone warning.
Headphone warning,
Yeah,
guys.
headphone warning.
About
Watch your heads and
watch
your headphones.
So yeah, we are fresh off of working our ass off and rushed home and put together this podcast. So get ready for this fucking whopper. You know what's funny is that every week at this time, we reflect back and say, man, we waited last minute to do this. And then the week after that, we did the same fucking thing.
This
Every
week we
time.
didn't have a choice. We really tried, but it was packed full of so much stuff we really didn't have a
What
choice.
did we do on Friday?
Stuff we didn't have a choice in.
There's always a choice!
There was no
Damn
choice.
you, there's
There was
always
no
a
choice.
choice!
I don't even remember what I did yesterday.
I know that I've been rushed. I didn't get much sun time this week.
Yeah, clearly I didn't get any either, even though my fucking skin
Look at my
is
skin
tan
has not
and
changed in
red.
2 years.
Jesus Christ.
I'm still
so
just
yeah,
tan, that's it.
guys,
I
as
locked
we...
my keys in my car.
She did, and I had to unlock them. That was today.
Shout
Super
out
fun.
Atticus. It was
Super fun.
depressing. It was scary.
Yes.
But I
But
prevailed.
he did it.
Matt
Not
can
a-
break into anything.
Not a car or a thing I haven't found that I can't break into.
Yay.
But okay, so we are going to give you guys a little recap.
Oh, and
in the
another
rotten
shout
world.
out to Matt. He fixed my door. Didn't know what was wrong with my door. You fixed it.
I thought we already talked about that.
We
That was
did
a while
not.
back. We
No.
didn't?
Yeah, we
No.
did.
We did? I'm still happy about it, though.
I did. Totally fixed that door. I'm super happy about it too, and I appreciate the fuck out of you saying that because I feel like that was one of the biggest accomplishments of my entire life.
What? Fixing my door?
Because I know nothing about car doors or any kind of shit like
Then
that.
how? You changed the
just
oil. You.
Fiddled. That's different. That's not the same thing.
Oh.
I've never done anything to a car door. Not the window, any of that fucking shit. And I fixed it. So,
Yay.
bully on me. Never ever think that learning a little bit of special effects makeup can't help you in other areas because I use
Is my
polymorphic plastic.
Door full of makeup?
Yeah, it's got polymorphic plastic holding it together now.
Okay, well, it works.
It works.
There was something that happened recently, too, where I tried so hard to... My steering wheel cover. I tried for like fucking an hour to get that fucking thing on there, and I was so mad. Matt goes out there. It takes him like 2 seconds, and it's on there. That pissed me off, though.
Ba-boom. Ba-boom.
Okay. First thing we're going to talk about is...
Okay, so guys, we've got, since we're right here, this is the beginning of everybody doing their casting calls. Today, of course, we'll talk back about it again, but we were at Eastabogo for their casting call. Nightmare at 3008 are actually having their casting call on May 21st. And that's an open interview to all new actors. So that's out there in Fultondale. They're doing it from 2 to 5 o'clock on May 21st. Just go out to Nightmare at 3008. You can find it under Mad Pizer, Nightmare at 3008. Go out there and act, man. Those cats are one of the most metal fucking haunts in the state. Like, bar none. You want to go and work for a metal fucking haunt? Nightmare 3008, dude.
It is an awesome, awesome fucking place.
Yes.
Love them. And shout out to the greatest Mad Pies in the world. Mad Pies.
You know what? That brings me to another great thing that I wanted to say. Now, we know a lot of great people in the haunt world. Watching the Haynes go everywhere we do. Watching Mike, like now, throwing in.
Yes.
Watching Tim and where he takes us. And watching all these different people. I want to start shouting out a couple of people that do some shit that I could not have done, and they pull off for this haunt community. And today that shout out is for fucking Hammer. When we did the fucking Creatures Art Festival, at the exact same time the Haunted Chicken House was having an actors meet and greet. And if Hammer didn't show up on two completely different sides of the world to support both of those fucking haunts.
Yes, he did.
Dude, I know he might not listen to our podcast or whatever, but you motherfuckers go and whatever, just go say thank you to fucking him for being a badass. Dude.
Hammer, you are a badass.
I saw his pictures at both of those events, and I was like, how in the hell did Flash Gordon get his fucking ass halfway across the fucking world? Hammer.
Round of applause to Hammer.
So that's all I got.
Yes, salute to you.
Listen, and no, not to demean anybody else that we work with. It was just like that from last week that like really like, I was like, damn, he's putting in the legwork. I love to fucking see it.
Yes, the support that he is showing. Yes. Okay.
And he also kicked my ass at the art festival. That's a completely different story for a completely different time.
Ask about it later.
Yes, yeah.
So, then we had some technical difficulties.
Yes, we had lots of technical difficulties.
It was so much fun.
Carrie had a nervous breakdown over brownies.
Yeah, but before that, I was trying to get OBS to work, and we went live, and it didn't take, and then we went live again, and it didn't take.
And he was trying for fucking
and
ever.
I fucking started losing my shit.
It was scary.
So what happened? I got fucking pissed at him.
So-
like, how dare you get mad? I'm mad at you now!
Can you blame me for having a mental breakdown?
Poor Carrie.
Poor Carrie. Carrie's just over there like a cat in
Under
the
a
fucking
table.
middle of their owner, like fighting, and is just ducked in the corner, like backing up slowly.
She
like,
literally got under the table and was like, is everything okay now? Can I come out?
I just had to observe from afar.
It was fucking hilarious. Yeah.
That was, yeah.
But we ended up having a live that went super well.
It did.
And we had guests come on that were all in the episode. And it was a fucking blast. I cannot thank Mimi, Adam, the Haynes, Christy, and Kylie were on there.
Yes.
And Mr.
Tutu.
Marlin.
Yes.
And
We got
Punks.
to see Monica for a second,
and we
too.
got to talk to Monica.
Yeah, that was
and
great. She was helpful as
fucking
hell. Thank you,
Tutu
Monica.
And Constance,
Yes.
and we tried to get Nikki on there. It didn't quite work
No,
out.
and
it
then
descended
I was
into
already
madness.
just like mad again.
But again, everybody that came on there and just, helped us get through that struggle of a fucking night. The
Yes.
episode uploaded at 2:00 in the morning. So if you guys want, you can see it right now. It's on our YouTube. It's on our Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It is not on Instagram because Instagram is blocking all long video posts, no matter what they are. So it's like almost an hour long. There's no way they would post it. So
Still
yeah.
take pieces, put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
but
we'll probably cut it up and start releasing some of the skits like in different areas once it's kind of
Yes.
sat out there for a
yes.
while.
So go and check out the new episode that Matt got to post.
It is called The Retconning.
So I'm glad it actually got to post, though.
Yes, as am I. It posted like while we were asleep.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, oh, the episode's up.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, please, God, please.
But of course, like you said, we've seen it like so many times. Especially you. You're editing it, so you've seen every piece
I've seen
of it.
every piece of it a million times. The only joy I get out of watching the episode is watching other people watch the episode.
Yes.
That is the only joy I get out of the episodes. When I'm done with them, I do not want to watch them again.
Well, later on, once he looks back and reflects on it, it's like, oh, yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
There's
immediately
but...
forget everything, so then I can go back to it and go like, God damn it, we used to be funny. What happened to us?
Okay, move on.
So yeah, another casting call that is going to be happening is that the Spook Trail will be doing their casting call. Well, I don't know. It's not a casting call exactly. The post is we are looking for people who like to scare folks and that wouldn't mind making a buck doing so. So do you live near Highway 269? And that's like, that is 100% Spooky's like.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him to death.
It's fun as hell.
I
mean, it sort of is a casting call, though, isn't it?
It's not. He's got his number on here, so you could call him and reach out to him.
Okay.
And I'm not comfortable with putting anybody's number on a podcast.
Yes, so you'll have to
just
look.
So if you go online to the Spook Trail Haunted Maze on Facebook, or you can find the post that we shared to Rotten Reviews. If you're in the Quinton, Alabama area and you're looking for a haunt to go work at, go out to Spook Trail. It is one of the fucking scariest haunted houses
that it is
in the state. And I will consistently stand by that.
It is very spooky.
It is very spooky.
Yes.
So, we got one more that... Malice Haunt. Oh, we said we weren't going to say that one because that was today. Guys, yesterday... You could have gone and got a casting call at Malice Haunted Attraction, which is the man that they're fucking badass. But definitely check out Malice, dude. Malice is like, I was blown away by Malice's. The first year we went out there, they are the fucking nicest people. All of them are amazing. I know that.
We love you, Malice.
We love the shit out of you guys. You guys put on a fucking hell of a show.
Badass.
But it's kind of irrelevant to mention it now because, like I said, it has passed.
We did mention the haunt, so.
Check them out anyways.
Yes.
Now we're all the way up to the weekend and yesterday. So yesterday, me and Grim went and checked out the McWyan Center.
Yes, we did because Matt had never been.
I've never been.
So of course, I have a kid, and there's lots of field trips I take them on, so I've got to go to the McWayne Center a few times. It used to be a little bit better than it is now, but most of the things are worn out. Of course, there's kids in and out of there daily, so of course things are going to be worn out. But I hate when things are broken down or when people leave them unattended, such as on the boat, the little boat thing they have set up on the first floor. They had the windows open. Because it's run through Windows program. So
you wanted to control the boat. And
so there was pop-ups on the screen that somebody was, not watching and making sure it wasn't on, so nobody could actually play or have anything to do with that piece of attraction.
I enjoyed everything that was visually stunning. I enjoyed everything that was available. I personally I'm not big. I am big on learning, but I'm more of an audio learner. And we really didn't spend a lot of time just doing the actual thinking about things. We were kind of just there to visually move through and fiddle with stuff. And it for me, it was a great experience. I've never been there before. The only real, and I'm very, specific with my gripes of, one of my gripes is that when we first got there, Grim wanted popcorn. And we went over to a little area where they were serving popcorn, and the people, off the bat, I didn't feel very welcomed by the staff. They were just kind of chilling. That was the only people in there that acted like this. Everybody else was doing a pretty good job at what they were doing. But she said I wanted a popcorn. They were like, oh, so you want a large, and charged me $9 for it, which, not a problem. Don't care. But then we went to go in the museum, and it was no food or drinks. And I was
There's nothing for you to do, it seemed like, while you were
there's a
walking
movie
around with your
theater.
popcorn.
It was literally just you could get popcorn and go to the theater, but there was no kind of the notion that you couldn't take the popcorn into the museum until we had already bought it. So we had to go outside and eat popcorn, which was also fun because we got to feed the birds.
I did feed the birds.
A homeless man came up and asked us for money and was really pushy about it, and we gave him the rest of the popcorn, and He abandoned it.
He abandoned the popcorn. Yeah. Like, I thought you needed stuff. Yeah. No, I hate that.
And like she said, there was a few things that were shut down. But again, I like if we would have dug in, I remember that we went into one area with these beautiful masks and these displays of old school Barker medicines. And there was a young lady that was in there giving a class. And she was doing her shit. Like, there was another guy downstairs with the aquatic thing that was doing a presentation.
The people there know their shit.
The lady that was in the area where they had the sharks and the stingrays, they were super knowledgeable. They were great people. Went in the museum. And even the desk clerk was super nice to us. He was so involving, and it was just all over. I think it was a great trip. I would recommend anybody going to the McWane Center. But remember, there are going to be certain things that...
Yes, I love the aquarium the most. And the dino area.
Yeah, I love the dino area. My dinosaurs are like my favorite thing in the world.
It was great. Yeah. So, anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
The rest of the day, we went out to... Combat Park and
yes. Before that, shout out to we did visit
we went to Magic City Conjure again.
Yes, and
love
then
going
we didn't
to that
stay
shop.
too long because Matt had to poop. But
I had to poop.
So,
but any chance
shout out to Mambo Baptiste.
Any chance we're near
Magic
Conjure, we go into Conjure just to check out.
Yes,
and
of us.
Fill out the vibe. It's such a good vibe of a store.
It is.
But then we went out to Combat Park, and Mike and the Haynes had invited us out to have a little food and just kind of hang out.
And the food was delicious.
And Mimi and Yancey were out there, and Yancey fucking kicked the shit out of everything.
He did. He fucking threw down in the kitchen.
And not to mention the fact that Mimi took Mike out to Sam's, and she fucking busted a move on the food area. Like, she's all over that shit. Like... Mike, Mimi, Yancey, you guys, seriously, thank you for everything. Thank you mostly to Mike for providing us with the opportunity and setting it up, even though he was late as fuck. Nevertheless, it was great. And to Mimi and Yancey for all the work they put in for, just a few people getting together and having a little cookout, man. Like, the amount of effort that was put into that blows my mind. It was great.
We were in the presence of awesome people, had great conversation,
great
and
food.
Amazing food. Mm-hmm. It was so good.
There was even a dog there at some
point. Oh, it's a doggo that you played with.
I played with him.
You mostly played with the dog.
I mostly played with the dog. If there's going to be a doggo there, we're fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try to rile it up enough that we can, like, literally man-to-man fight.
You're so
this dog
stupid.
Was way too, like, playful. He wouldn't fight with me.
He was a sweet dog.
He was a sweetheart.
Jasper,
and then... Today, we got to spend the first day doing work for Eastabogo Manor, which, they have been closed for quite some time during COVID and such, but they are back open and they are going at it furiously. And wow, the rooms we saw and the stuff we saw and
beautiful.
What Jeff and Tater were telling us that they've got planned. You guys... That's going to be a fucking hell of a place. That's going to be a hell of a haunt, dude.
It is. It was very much a great honor to meet everyone out there and talk with everyone and film everyone.
Yes, like, did such a good job.
Everyone was phenomenal. And, like, the connection every one of them had.
Yep.
Like, you can tell that is a family and that such positive vibes.
Even with the people that were literally walking in to come and act there for the first time, they immediately, like, were in the folds of the people. It was great.
And they're so welcoming.
They're so welcoming.
I love
they
them.
Walked everybody through the haunt. They were telling everybody, they got this and that, and it was just the whole experience was fucking awesome, you guys.
And
I cannot wait to see what you bring to the table this year. We will probably post a video up because Jeff was like, "Hey, I got a bucket truck." And you could get like a high shot of the roof down. And I was like, okay, yeah, fucking let's do it. So they got me up in this fucking bucket and started
Carrie
fucking
showed
with
me the
so
film she got
hard,
on it.
dude.
It was
and
hilarious.
The whole time I am looking around like, where is Grim? Because the minute Grim walks out here, she is going to flip her fucking shit.
I guess fortunately he was very fucking busy doing everything that I was supposed to do while Matt's fucking off.
Yeah, me fucking off in a bucket 25 feet in the air, just fucking off.
Yeah, well, I am like fucking dehydrating myself. And I got fucking dizzy and everything was getting black. And like you're over there fucking
jamming
off.
in a bucket.
Yeah. Not gonna happen again. I'm not gonna overexert myself while you're just like, not
How
doing
would you
shit.
know? Yeah. Like, I was over there just slinging networking, and you and Carrie are fucking Dukes of Hazzard around the City of Chaos parking lot.
Hey, we had some fun after you fucked up everything for us.
So,
Yeah,
Eastabogo,
it
dude,
was
seriously,
fun.
y'all go check out Eastabogo. Keep an eye on them. I see great things coming down the road. They are gonna have
I'm
a
so
fuck. If they
excited.
get to hit all the notes that I heard, fucking hell, y'all are in for a
So
crazy
excited.
ride.
All right, let me just say today, while Carrie and I are going crazy in the parking lot, driving around, Carrie's hanging out the side of my car, and we're forcing Ecto to get in, and we're riding around. He's freaking the fuck out. He really is. We actually, you don't know this, but I'm gonna say it now. We drove down the highway and went to a gas station, and then came back and drove everywhere else, and then came back, and you still weren't there, so we did it again.
Yeah, I
We just
checked the
run
gas gauge and I was like, they've been driving a lot.
But anyway, towards the end, Matt really wanted to get in the car, and I wouldn't let him in the car. So what does he do while I'm driving? He fucking runs. He jumps on my car.
No, that's not what I did.
Yes, you
What did
take
I
off
do?
your shirt and you fucking go insane, and you come running at the car and jump on my car and climb up and then through the open window and like force it into park. So what the fuck, you alien bastard?
It was hilarious.
It was really fucking hot.
God damn it.
That whole scenario was just so fucking funny. Like, we kept driving by you, and I
I'm
was like, oh,
super
there he
glad
goes.
when we first
Blasting
got out there,
music.
y'all were in like a piss fucking angry mood, and y'all turned around and started having fun. And I love, no matter what I on the scene say, like, I love to see you guys having fun, and everybody feeds off of that shit.
When we
like,
directly disobey you?
Yes, I don't give a shit about that. That's fine. I don't care. You know good and
I
goddamn
mean,
well I don't
we
give
just
a fuck.
went to get her phone, and, you
Yeah.
know.
Went and got margaritas and drove around while drinking.
No, Matt, you're not supposed to say that.
Grim wasn't drinking.
No.
She was driving. I was drinking.
Yeah, I did not drink. I did not.
So yeah, guys,
But
we
I
didn't do
only
anything
drank
wrong.
one.
And we don't encourage killing or driving under the influence.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
riding everywhere, making
Yeah.
dust, forcing Ecto
There was
to stay
literally-
in the
We looked
back.
at cows.
Oh, and Ecto jumped on the back at some point, was holding on while we were
And his
driving
feet
around.
were dragging in the dirt.
And then he falls off and walks around like nothing happened. And we're like, hey, get the fuck back in here. Get in this goddamn car. We force him back in the car again.
Yep, it was a wild day.
Alright, so he had fun.
But we ended our weekend at out at City of Chaos, and guys, seeing the way that they've changed and the shit that they've brought, that place looks.
Holy shit.
You will not recognize this fucking place. You will not recognize it.
So
I promise
check out
you.
City of
It's
Chaos.
amazing.
Keep an eye on them, dude. And dude, City of Chaos and Eastabogo Manor is gonna become one of those combo tickets where you can hit City of Chaos and Eastabogo Manor the same fucking night. Even if they have a line, you can still hit both of those haunts on the fucking same night. So yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
So is there anything else we got? Oh, right. What we're doing this coming weekend.
Yes.
This coming weekend, we found out that Nightmare's Gate will be open for halfway to Halloween. So we will be going on Friday to Nightmare's Gate. That'll be all three of us. I'm sure we'll have a couple other tag-alongs. We tend to. It's awesome. Anybody that
And we
wants to come,
cannot
let us
wait.
know.
Yes, yes, yes.
On Saturday, me and Grim will be going to the Renaissance Fair up in Tennessee.
Yes.
For their fantasy weekend.
Fantasy and creatures. So there's going to be giants. There's going to be dragons. There's going to be all kinds of shit.
Yep.
Excited
And
for that.
then on Sunday,
I love ring bears.
We're going to go, and we haven't asked him or told him yet, but we're going to go see Tim. 'Cause
We're going to see
we hadn't
Tim.
seen Tim in a
Oh,
while, so
shout
we gotta
out
go.
to Tim for
Shout
being
out.
the best father figure I've ever had.
Yeah.
Matt too.
Yes, shout out to Tim for being our true north. You are our true north. So what does that say about Rotten? Not much.
And a
but
great
never
father
it doesn't.
figure for
It
Carrie,
makes it
too.
no less truthful that you are the true north of rotten, and that's a sad
you, Dad!
fucking thing. But big shout out to Hellbilly Hollow, guys. Can't wait to
Yes.
see what we have in store out there for you guys.
Oh, my God.
But
So many changes.
So many changes every year. Changes turn and
I'm
face the
excited.
day.
Shut up, Matt. You just go over there still as candy.
Yeah, I do. I want some of that candy and cheese.
Well, Dad, I love you. I'm not trying to steal your candy.
But we do appreciate cheese.
Yeah, we all love you, but we also will steal your candy.
And I love the marshmallows you give me.
So yeah,
Yes.
as a little sample of our rotten week, let us get forthwith to the rest of the podcast, because I'm sure you guys don't give a shit about what we do.
Yeah, we're
we
tired.
literally just record this so when we get older we can listen back and go, remember when we used to do all of these
We're going to
fun
still be
things."
doing things. We're just going to be like, oh, fuck
Oh, we're not gonna be like that. Never do that again. Oh my God! If you guys saw what he did, you would understand.
All right, guys, so we will leave you to the rest of the podcast. I hope you enjoy everything. It is a wild ride, I'm sure, even though we haven't even got there yet.
Yay.
Hey, stop making that fucking face. I will fucking
Can
kick
this
your
be
brains
over?
out.
Yes, this can be over. So, guys, welcome to the rest of the episode, and
Matt, go fuck yourself.
stay rotten.
Stay rotten.
Stay rotten.
And go fuck
You
yourself.
schmucks.
Have you ever wished to hear your horoscope and the Rotten Mornings podcast at the same time? Now you can. Welcome to Carrie's Astro Bites. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Carrie's Astro Bites for the week of May
There it
8th,
is. I was about to
2023.
I was about to say, how are you going to do this without your stupid southern accent?
Yeah. You guys thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I gotcha. Yep, I sure did. So you know what that means?
Gotcha.
You've been got. This is now Gotcha, Part 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
Carrie.
this is Carrie's Astro Bites. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today.
Fucking murder me.
It's gonna be a great week. I can't even murder myself. What makes you think you can? God damn it. But yeah, guys, hope you're having a great week. Pluto's still in retrograde. Mercury's still in retrograde. There's no big planet updates this week. So, let's get into your horoscopes. What is so funny?
Fucking, I'm gonna die.
What is so funny?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go kill myself again.
Go ahead.
This is gonna be the 4th time.
You said you just
No,
said
I don't
you
want to do it anymore.
couldn't. Just said you couldn't.
I
Okay,
quit.
go. God damn.
No, I quit.
Are you guys ready for your horoscopes? This is
Nope.
Carrie.
I quit.
Hey, Aquarius, you're a little hottie.
Aquarius, no. Because you're an Aquarius. Fuck you.
She is too.
No, she's not. She's a Pisces.
What the fuck, Matt?
No.
You're so goddamn dumb. Did you know you were an Aquarius?
What's an Aquarians?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Is that like a...
Matt!
I don't want to be here anymore.
God damn it.
I don't want to be.
Do the aquarium.
I want to leave.
Or-
I don't want to film this.
So Carrie's Astro Bites. You normally start out so positive, and everybody waits
He
to
said,
hear
fuck everybody.
your beautiful Iliad of how their life is going to be better. Come
No.
on, turn this around, Carrie.
Turn around.
No.
I don't want to be
God damn
here
it, Carrie.
anymore.
Pick up your phone.
Drive away.
Come on.
Well, Carrie, what should you have done when you were moving in? I should have turned around.
Well, you did not read the goddamn script.
Fuck. Anyways, guys, let's get into your horoscopes for real this time.
For real.
Aries, this week you may have to bear with the erratic behavior of your seniors, but romantic matters and affairs of the heart will prove to be exciting. Opt for meditation and yoga for spiritual wellness as well as physical fitness. Taurus, efforts put in during this week could bring excellent results. As your past investments reap benefits, fresh investments are recommended for you this week. Geminis, it's a good week for you. Expect good news and unexpected gains later in the week. Your ability to stand out in the crowd will bring you immense popularity and recognition. Cancers! There shall be ups and downs in your financial position this week, so be cautious about your transactions. Most importantly, you need to focus on taking time for your health this week. You heard that?
Take care of your health.
I'll take care of your health, guys.
Your health for yourself.
Your health, your self-health stuff. Leos, your schedule will be hell. I just said hell.
Your
I'm sorry,
schedule will be
Leos.
hell.
Sorry, guys. Leos, your schedule is going to be hectic on weekdays, and office work may keep you busy, but the weekend will be relaxing. Take out time and visit a friend you have not met for long to relax your mind. Virgos.
Wait, hold on. Did you just read hectic and then you up-censored it to say hell?
Yeah.
You saw heck and you're like, fuck that, this is hell now.
Yeah, I said hell, and that's when I went back and I was like, no, guys, I'm sorry. It was hectic.
That's fucking hilarious.
My bad.
That's fucking hilarious.
Virgos, you may come across some wrong people this week, so be prepared to choose wisely and choose the right people for yourself. While you will be happy and carefree most of the time, don't forget to care for your mental health. Libras, do not be stubborn in business deals as it may lead to loss this week. Also, do not start any arguments unless you are prepared to accept irrevocable results. Be patient with others and watch your tongue this week.
I'm trying to whisper.
They can hear
They can hear you. Scorpios, this week could lead to creative changes made with respect to your residence. Your property-related disputes will finally be sorted, and you will be on the gaining end in that deal. However,
stupid southern voice.
no.
She wrote her own script, and that's what it said.
Yeah,
It
fuck
says
you.
dullard.
Do not trust strangers, for you might face financial loss. My voice sounds like this because I told you guys I want to fucking leave.
God damn it, you're doing a great job, Carrie. The
God.
audience loves it. You guys, tell her you love it. Comment on the podcast.
I'm gonna cry.
Give us a heart the podcast for us.
Again.
And
You start fucking crying, I'm gonna tear everything up.
I don't care if you tear everything up. If I cry, then I'm gonna fucking cry. You can tear it all down. Burn it all down.
What the hell, Carrie? You've just been an emotional wreck. You need to read your script and just stop.
No, I will go
killing
and
me.
build a treehouse, and then I will make sure that nobody knows where that treehouse is, so you can't burn that house down.
How are you gonna do
I love how, while you're saying this, your face made the "what the hell is she talking about" face. While you're literally
I don't think
saying
you are
this,
agreeing with yourself right now.
your face was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
I do
Oh, that's
agree
right.
with
Turmoil and
myself.
some conflict going on right now.
No, I know what's happening, and I'm gonna go build a cabin, and I'm gonna go away.
Oh, don't you say that! We need her, Carrie. Don't you dare!
No, fuck you guys.
Go hug her, Grim. Give
Don't
her,
fucking touch me.
Give
I
her
don't
human
want
head.
to hug.
Give
I
her-
don't like hugs.
Give her some sort.
No!
Pet her.
Headphone warning. Don't fucking touch me.
No, we'll put that at the beginning.
Okay.
There's a frog out there.
I wish
Like, what
I-
is happening?
I wish you guys could hear the frog go off because that was perfect timing. We all went quiet, and then the frog's like, meh.
There was a frog
Oh.
today that Carrie made friends with.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice frog. It peed all over Ecto.
It did like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm doing horoscopes.
Yep.
All right, guys. This is going great this week.
It is.
Sagittarius. You are at your best if you do not discuss your personal life with others. You will be able to strengthen your career by your own hard work and decisions taken intelligently will lead to success at work.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Real Southern Belle.
Yeah.
Capricorns, this week looks quite favorable for you if you act intelligently. Use your ability to stay alert and open to what is going on around you. You will be fully devoted to your profession during the week, and you will find that partnerships and business arrangements are now working well. Aquarius, check your financial planning this week to make sure you're on track. Those employed will get an opportunity to elevate their professional career further. Showing the softer side of your personality will bring someone closer to your heart. All right, the last one is Pisces. Your financial status seems to be getting better. With new opportunities and ventures, and your charisma will bring you popularity. Your inherent talents will come into the limelight. Good news from a friend or a close relative will boost your spirits and bring cheerful moments this week. Okay, we're done.
This has been
Bravo.
Carrie's Astro Bright.
Bright! This is not bright. This is dark.
Carrie's Astro Darks.
I like that better.
All right, tell them to stay rotten. We'll let them go.
Well, guys, this has been Carrie's Astro Bites. I'm gonna go now. Stay rotten.
Stay rotten.
From my treehouse. Bye.
Hey, listeners, wanna choke me?
God damn it, Grim. That's not the lines we talked about.
Hey, listeners, wanna actually learn something here? Well, get a load of Grimm's poetry shorts. Welcome back to Grimm's Poetry Shorts. I'm going to be reading to you a poem by Lord Byron, who I just found out is a complete fucking piece of shit and I hate him. Why does this keep happening to me? I will find a good one at some point. Is there any good people left?
Left? These are way past gone. These
I'm
aren't
just
here
saying,
anymore.
these are like Lord Byron, all these people that I've been reading are prevalent people in history. So what the fuck? Why are they such pieces of shit? And why do people like them?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And why do people want to go back to the way things used to be when all of the great people from back then were the worst people ever?
Ow! Okay, this is She Walks in Beauty. And again, I hate this guy and hate everything about him. So, she walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all the best of darks and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes, thus mellowed to the tender light, which heaven to gaudy day denies. Denies? Denies! Gaudy day denies. Why did I say Denny's?
Denny's, so you want some late
Anyway.
night breakfast?
One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace, which waves in every raven tress, or slightly, I didn't read this before, so anyway, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express, how pure, how dear their dwelling place, and on that cheek, and o'er the brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days and goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. By Lord Byron, the piece of shit. That's his actual title. That's his actual title. Why can't I fucking speak? God damn it! So I'm going to read this really quick. I'm going to try to anyway.
Well, don't go too quick. We got to kill some time here.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want. Okay. So, Lord Byron's real name was George Gordon Byron, which is fucking stupid.
G.G. Byron.
Yeah, and I think he
GGB.
was known as like the Sixth Baron or something like that. I don't know. Was an English romantic poet born January 22nd, 1788 and died April 19th, 1824. Or is that a 29? I don't know. You know, you can look it up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let me give you all the information. Just Google it.
Yeah.
We'll help you guys. Hey, Google, who is Lord Byron?
He's a piece of shit.
Thanks, Google.
He was a terrible person. He was a pedo. He, was incest and, had a kid with his sister.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Look at Woody Allen back in the day.
I keep seeing so many things on my Google about this guy and, different audio.
Of Lord Byron?
No, of Woody Allen.
Yeah, because Woody Allen synonymously
oh my fucking God.
married the girl that he adopted.
No, not just that. He was a pedo.
Yeah.
Complete to his own kids.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But,
we need to fucking kill these people immediately.
Pretty good films. Let's not advocate killing anyone.
Killing. I advocate killing.
No,
yeah,
we don't.
I do. Yes, I do.
I
do.
We do not advocate.
Terrible people need to die.
Yeah, but then you get into a whole, what is terrible?
Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit.
This leads to witch trials. I'm just saying.
You're right. Sadly, you're right. This once. He was known for being handsome, even though he had a gimp leg. That is very sad. He was a piece of shit, so I'm going to say that about him because he was a piece of shit himself.
He himself were a piece of shit.
Yes, so he gets all the bad remarks. He was known in his time as talented, charismatic, a traveler, and he dabbled in secret societies and was very sexually adventurous. And
sexually adventurous.
Yes, he loved both men and women and also treated them both terribly. Everyone he came into contact with, he treated like shit eventually. He also had body image problems. If you didn't know. Leb.
He had to give leb.
And he treated his family like shit because, they treated him like shit first. But still, he was also afraid that he'd go mad because his father was a drunk and was known as Mad Jack. So he thought he was going to turn out like his father. His father gambled away all his wife's money and then abandoned them while she was pregnant. And he died while Byron was 3 years old. But Byron sadly loved his father so much, well, the thought of his father, he thought his dad was going to come back and save him. Even though he's dead. But he left them poor, and Byron's mom gave birth to him in a motel all alone. She was so alone with a crying baby. But his mom's name was Catherine Gordon, and she was extremely cruel to Byron and would often have major mood swings. Like, 1 minute she would love the shit out of him, the next minute she was, making fun of his leg and stuff and, calling him fat. But he would rebuttal and learn to be just as cruel through her by calling her fat because, she was.
He would rebutthole?
Yeah, he would rebutthole his mom. Several times a day.
I have a rebutthole for you!
But something that she would call him all the time was lame brat or limping devil.
The limping devil.
Yes.
So he's like Spring Heel Jack, basically.
I have no idea what you're
Lord
talking
Byron
about.
was Spring Heel Jack.
And he wore special boots to hide his leg.
I got special shoes.
But he would fire back at her saying, "You're as fat as a sow." Sow? I don't know. Sow.
Like it's sow, like
what the fuck
pig.
is that? Oh, why didn't they just say pig?
Well, sowl
anyway,
and
he would
fowl,
say,
like fowl is
he blamed her for his leg because the whole time she was pregnant, she wore corsets. So it was like, "Mom, it's your fault. I have a fucked up leg."
Crushed in your corset.
Yeah, because they're stupid. But they.
Wait, what's stupid? The corset or
his whole thing?
Okay, his whole thing.
Was stupid.
All of it. Okay.
Everything about him was stupid.
Gotcha.
But they were both poor and shut off from the world and argued with each other constantly. And yet they loved each other still. I don't know how or why. In 1791, Byron was 3 years old and his dad died. And I just said that. His dad died in France. Not that makes any difference.
Gotcha.
But he passed.
We don't know when Lord Byron died. We got to Google that. But we know that his dad died in France.
Yeah. I did all this in an hour. Leave me alone. This is hard. Normally I take more time on this, but, you know, I realized this guy was a piece of shit, and I was like, I just want to get this over with. I've already started, I gotta finish. What are you doing? What are you fucking doing? Stop!
Continue.
Well, don't do that shit. Anyway, his dad passed all his debts onto his son, and in 1797, Mary Gray, a strict Calvinist who used religion to make herself look better than everybody and would drink and would beat Byron, actually started grooming him and sexually abusing him. And it was terrible.
Why do you say it like that? Why? Don't be provocative about that information.
I'm not. I just hate this guy. I just hate this guy so much. Like I was just imagining myself punching him in the face.
You were just now imagining that? That's
Yeah.
metal.
Like while I'm talking.
I'm sorry, guys. I cut out for a second. I was punching Lord Byron in the face in my mind. I'm back. Hello.
Yeah. But so all of this that was happening as he was younger caused him to be a terrible person. And I hate what he went through, but because he was such a terrible person, I still want to punch him in the face.
Right.
Like
Because,
I just don't feel bad for
We
him.
always stand by the assessment that it may not be your fault, but it definitely is your responsibility.
Yes. And he was too scared to tell anybody until like 2 years after, and then she just, I don't know, disappeared from his life. So he grew cruel towards all his lovers. And on May 21st, 1798, Byron's great uncle, who was so villainous they called him the Wicked Lord, died. And but his uncle had outlived all of his inheritance to his fortune. So everything automatically went to Byron, even though this guy didn't give a shit about Byron. So Byron inherited everything, and one of that was the Newstead Abbey, which was in need of major repairs, but was very fucking awesome, of like pretty much a castle, okay? So Byron fell in love with the place, and to make ends meet, he had to rent the half of the building out to a baron to pay off his family's debt. And it was still a major step up for him in life, but he also, at this time, fell for his cousin, Margaret Parker, who was gorgeous and enchanting, so he says. And it inspired Byron to write poetry for the first time in his life.
Enchanting youngster, I'm sure.
I don't know. I think at the time he was still pretty young himself.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
but,
right
you
now
know,
it's okay.
he's, you know, incest is fuck. So, disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, like, yes, incest is fuck, like, by definition.
Okay, 1801. He started classes at Harrow, an elite boarding school, and Byron endured tons of bullying here because of his weight and his leg. And then he developed an eating disorder.
And then he got all pretty.
Yes, but for the rest of his life, his weight did fluctuate drastically from, like, obese to, like, malnourished as fuck. And then, yeah. Then he fell for this guy, John Edelstein, who was straight. He was a choir boy, and he was like, no, fuck you, I don't want to be with you. And then, you know, this Byron got depressed. Very bad depressed. But unlike Poe, this guy, anytime something happened, became more determined to be better and better. So he didn't, like, drink and, like, cry. He just like, well, I'm going to do what I fucking want. I'm rich. Poe didn't have the funds to be what he wanted. Yes. So, he had to continuously pretend to be straight. Byron did. Because in this time, this was, like, against the law to be gay. So, that was sad. But in 1806, Byron had ran through all of his money and borrowed money from his estranged half-sister, Augusta, who he started having relationships with, too. And he published some poems in 1807 titled Hours of Idleness, and it failed, and everyone laughed at him and hacked his shit into bits and wrote bad things about him. But that, all the bad reviews that was being wrote about him, brought him lots of fame. And that sparked him writing a whole bunch of new poems and books and everything. And it pushed him into the limelight, and it didn't discourage him one bit. Again, unlike Poe. Poe would have cried over somebody's grave.
Yeah, he would have cried, but then turned it into, like, a publicity cue, too, because he was still, like, he was depressed for attention as well.
Yes. In 1809, John Holdhouse, or I don't even know what the fuck I wrote, some Hobhouse, I don't know. And Byron departed for a tour around the Mediterranean, which was only for the wealthy. The wealthy was constantly touring at this time, and those were the tours only for the wealthy, extreme wealthy, and elite people. And Byron wrote about it extensively. Like the reason he wanted to go there was so he could meet underage boys and like fall in love with them. He wanted to have lots of little flings with kids, and it fucking churns my fucking stomach. Anyway, this nasty fucking pedo. But he fell in love with lots of different kids, and like, it's just fucking disgusting. So I ended that. I didn't want to read any more about that. So moving on. He loved being able to get away with what he was doing, and he wrote that he loved getting away with whoring and drinking. Because, you know, the wealthy could do whatever there. That's why they were taking those tours. And in Turkey, he got to get away with sodomy and smoking, and he wrote that. That was a quote.
Great show you can watch to get a good example of this. The best I've ever seen is a show called The Great that Grimm introduced me to.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate for, I mean, I guess their antics were pretty accurate. Mm-hmm. Not anything in that was historically accurate, though.
Historical accuracy, but rich antics is spot on.
Exactly, like spoiled brat richness. Anyway, and at the time there, the people that were going through things, like, it was the decay of the Ottoman Empire, and they desired lots of liberation, and so this was the Greeks and Albanians mostly. Next page. Byron created a book called Childe Harold's Pilgrimage. It sounds fucking stupid, but it became a pillar of European Romanticism, and it was supposedly ahead of its time.
The Childe Harold's Pilgrimage?
I don't know if it was actually about kids, though.
Okay,
I think it was
just
just
a bad...
Childe Harold's Pilgrimage. I know. Coming from him, this sounds terrible. In 1811, he was away on some voyage, some rich kid shit, and he learned that his mom was dying, so he came back, but he didn't make it in time, and his mom went bleh. So he went she went bleh, and he went into isolation, and then after that, violent sex spree, and also this included raping servants.
Oh, that's super fun.
So his friends came together after that and was like, you don't need to do that, and encouraged him to keep working on his book. So he did, instead of raping, and then finished it, and released it. Yeah. And he released it in 1812, and it was pretty much history's biggest, I don't know, like literary movement in the Regency era. And it sold out in 3 days. And so he pretty much said, and I quote, "I awoke this morning and found myself famous." He actually fucking wrote that same fucking line.
It's like, you say it sold out in 3 days, but that like really does not equate to a lot, because this was all like on printing press, so they could have had like...
But he himself actually made bank on this.
Yeah. But they could have had like 100 copies and be like, well, they all sold out. It took us literally 3 months
in
to print
America, that was the, like, you don't want to be a writer in America during this time. But in England, he was making bank.
Okay.
So, completely different. Well, it was completely different.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was at first, but I read into it. Anyway, so Byron became pretty much famous overnight and was thrown into all of these awesome parties and the mixes. He was like on everybody's tongue, okay? Because he was a whore.
He's on their tongue.
He's on their tongue, literally.
Their tongues were on him.
No, he was invited to all the elite parties and everything. And at this time, George III's reign was over and Britain was changing. And Byron was the embodiment of change that everyone seemed to crave. Even the royals were mad for Byron, and everyone wrote him by the hundreds, even begging him. So many people were begging him for locks of his hair. He was that fucking famous that quick. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve that shit.
They want locks of his hair.
Mm-hmm. In 1812, Byron only had eyes for one, the Lady Caroline Lamb. And they were great and kinky and scandalous, supposedly. Great and kinky and together, they famously wrote so many fucking shit. But this woman wrote that Byron was mad, bad, and dangerous to know. And that became a very popular quote. But also in 1812, he became freaked out by her erratic behavior and broke up with her with a letter. They later ran into each other at a party, and Lamb smashed a glass and cut her arms all up, causing a big scene and destroying what was left of her social standing.
So he was like super toxic type.
He was.
Fucking.
Yes.
But she was also fuckery, too.
She was very crazy. So, like, they deserved each other.
Yeah.
They fucked each other up and was constantly, like, ruining each other's fucking shit all the time. They were fighting all the time. Anyway, Byron then got with his cousin, Annabelle. I think her name was... Got with his cousin, Annabelle. You like that?
Annabelle. I like how you make the nastiest shit sound provocative. That's fucking really a good choice of provocative.
I don't know. I guess it's because I'm in a bad mood about this guy.
He committed incest.
But she was...
I hate that.
Yeah.
Why so provocative, though? You'd be like...
I didn't know I was doing that. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been reading so much perverse shit. I think I've become one. Oh my god! Take me to the hospital.
Damn you, Edgar Allan Byron.
It was your fault, Poe.
It started with Alistair.
Alistair.
Alistair, yeah.
I'm gonna say Alistair.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, it started with that, and then I keep finding out worse shit about everybody, and I have to read about it.
You're gonna be like, the next one's gonna be like a history of Louis Grizzard or some shit like that. Or
I don't know who that is.
Shel Stevenson. Shel Stevenson is Where the Sidewalk Ends. There's a light on in the attic. It was like a poem book. And Louis Grizzard is like country.
Okay.
Shit.
Anyway. So she was a high prominent mathematician, made her own money, and was very good at what she was doing. She was known for her talent and her brain. Anyway, but she wrote before they even got together that she's like, okay, well, he wouldn't be with somebody like me because, I don't have the looks and I'm not this and that and I'm not sexy. Is pretty much what she was saying. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But yeah, he sought her out and was like, hey, marry me. And she was like, no. Anyway. See, where was I? She ended up, I think about a year later, writing him again and was like, okay, you can ask me to marry you again. I'm ready. And so he did. But he did not like her quirkiness, and she was very fucking smart and would always like send him mentally through the ringer.
Yeah.
With her words without doing anything.
So he was trying to be super narcissist, but she was like, oh, I'll fucking show you how to do that shit. Watch this shit.
But also... Remember, she is a woman and he is a rich guy. Even though she has money of her own, like, no matter what, if they get married, he owns her.
Also remember that the rich people tend to write their own history, too.
That is true.
And so him saying that she was this might just mean that he was a piece of shit. But that what was recorded was, she's driving me mad. She won't go and make me pancakes right now, and I don't understand
That's
what's
probably
happening.
it, because most of what happened that was bad to her was when she was so pregnant she couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So anything else...
So look at the show The Great when he's like, why won't she bear me children? Fuck her. Let's murder her. Like, if this woman is out of her fucking mind because she won't strip naked in front of all these people, like, well, she's crazy.
Yes. And because it was pretty much illegal to be gay, it was said that he married her to deflect any homosexual acts he was doing.
You can call that a mustache.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We call that a mustache.
You are so fucking dumb. But yeah, in 1814, she had a change of heart and was like, hey, you can write me and be like, ask me to marry you again. He did. And in 1815, they got married. But Byron hated her, like notoriously hated the fuck out of her so bad that on their wedding night, he was found wandering the streets and muttering to himself that he's going to blow his brains out. He said that, literally, he's going to shoot his fucking brains out.
On your, like, what do you call it when you're, after you get married and you go on a vacation on your wedding night? That's what he resorts to.
Yeah, and I don't exactly know what was happening from the point of their marriage to her being so far pregnant, but most of his complications with her came when she was really, really pregnant and couldn't do anything. So
here's my summation of what happened that night. They got married. He's like, okay, we're married now. I am going to do something horrible sexually to you because we're married. And she was like, no, the fuck you're not. And then he was like, I can't believe this woman. I'm going to kill myself.
That sounds right. I was choking. Anyway, she's super pregnant, and he is constantly at this time taunting her with and holding over her head that she can't do anything, and he's like involved with all these guys and trying to piss her off and openly cheating on her with an actress while she's pregnant and like rubbing it in her face.
The exact opposite of what happened with Poe.
Yes. So at the time of her being pregnant, he gets with his sister and then, you know, is like rubbing it in her face too. And of course, he's still widely married. Well, it's widely known that he is married, and his sister, you know, little floozy, doesn't give a shit. He is so terrible to his pregnant wife that he made sure that she couldn't sleep at night, even arguing, smashing things, shooting his gun while she's trying to sleep, just through the roof, through everything, just to make sure she is not happy. That is fucking terrible. So, she gave birth to their daughter, Ada Byron, 2 days later, and it was said, this is a rumor, I don't know if this is true, I couldn't find anything to back this up, but it was said that he went in there like 2 days after she gave birth and sodomized her, and that's when she got her daughter and fled. Completely escaped him. But it is true that she did 2 days after get her daughter and flee. Got the fuck out of there. And because of her and his first affair, the crazy fucking bitch that tried to kill herself or whatever, rumors spread about Byron and his abuse and incest and homosexual affairs, and it pretty much ruined his darling social status. But during this time in England, there were a crap ton of police raiding, and there was targeting gay men, and those that were caught were typically hanged for sodomy. The wealthy couldn't escape this either. And in April 25th, 1816, he was labeled a target in the entire continent. He was a big target. So he fled. He left the whole place.
So he went from being the most sought after to being the most sought after for a completely different reason.
Yes. He went to a few places, but he wound up in Switzerland. So he also took his personal physician, Rylander, or Rylandori, I think is his name. Whichever. His pet monkey and his peacock. So he went in style.
So he's got like a monkey riding a peacock and then a butler like carrying all his luggage.
Onward, noble steed!
And the monkey's like gripping the peacock neck like...
That's exactly what's happening. You're so stupid. But he never got to see England again. So, unlike Edgar Allan Poe, Byron was determined to work harder than ever. And he completely moved to Switzerland at this time. But one of his young lovers, Claire Claremont, and her stepsister, Mary Godwin, and her fiancé, so Mary Godwin's fiancé, all moved to Switzerland as well, because they were all friends. They were all social, elitist friends, okay? And one night, it was storming, and they decided to all tell a bunch of ghost stories and, like, creepy stories. And I keep losing my fucking place. I gotta keep my finger on it. But they all were all telling the ghost stories and had invited Percy Shelley over. And they stayed up real late, passing all these stories together. And this led to Mary Shelley writing Frankenstein and Percy creating the modern vampire novel. And they all inspired each other and many more works, but that changed when Byron had to ruin that by seducing Claire Claremont, knocking her up, and then getting bored of her. He then made her move back to England, where she gave birth to their daughter, Clara Allegra Byron. And this is very fucking sad, and this got him a big black mark in history, and even in both continents. Byron wrote to the poor mom. She was very fucking poor at this time. And was like promising the daughter a rich, bright future. And so once he received the child, he ended up giving the kid away. And each time he gave the kid away like 3 or 4 times. And each time they gave the kid back because, you know, she wasn't very fun eventually to be around. Because she was losing all of her childlike happiness. And they wanted a bright, happy child. So he sent her to a Roman Catholic convent where she died at age 5. And the whole time she was in the convent, she was having everybody write letters to her mom and dad, which her mom never received it, but trying to get her dad just to come visit her because she still in her mind was a kid and wanted her parents. But Byron never allowed her mother, which tried very hard on so many instances, to come see the daughter. So nobody was seeing the kid, and the kid died. I think the kid died of loneliness, honestly.
Is that a thing?
I think with a young kid like that, I think it is possible to make yourself that sick because of loneliness.
That's interesting because we were talking about the difference between animal children and human children.
Yes. Well, if there's birds and other animals that can, of course it's mostly when they're sick, decide and to commit suicide, then I think children can do the same thing too.
Interesting. Very strange.
Yeah, it was very sad. Allegra actually was smart enough to write her own letter and had written many letters trying to convince her dad to come see her at 5. And they were well written. You can tell she wasn't getting any love if all she's got is just to learn. But then Byron published something called Don Juan or something. Maybe I'm butchering it. Hopefully not.
Don Juan.
Don Juan.
Yes.
You can read my shit.
Yes. Well, I just know that Don Juan DeMarco is the lover guy. Don Juan, anytime that became famous because anytime someone was, he's a Don Juan, it's like basically like meaning you are the...
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Don Juan DeMarco is a famous, if I'm not mistaken, is a play about a player that is like the best lover in the world, and he's moving from person to person to person, and everybody's just falling madly in love with him. He's Don Juan DeMarco.
Sometimes, more than others, you're really fucking hot.
Oh, God damn it. Just stick with the script.
But this was drenched in sex and scandal and was extremely dark. But this was so scandalous that the publisher refused to put his name on it. Byron then turned his focus on the Revolution. So in 1820, he began having an affair with a beautiful Italian countess while writing successful poetry. And this countess and her brother had their toes deep in pretty much war. They wanted war because they wanted Italy to be much better than it was. So they were a part of the secret Carbonari societies, and many were joined in different uprising against the Austrian rule. And Byron joins Italy's fight for freedom and unification.
Wait, can I stop you about a little Don Juan fact I just found?
Yes.
Okay, so Don Juan DeMarco that I said, that's a movie with, oh my gosh, Captain Jack, whatever his name is.
Sparrow? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that guy what's his name? He just blanked my mind. Johnny Depp.
Okay.
That Johnny Depp played Don Juan DeMarco in the movie. But
okay.
the book written Don Juan has actually been written by a bunch of different people. And it's Don Giovanni. And there are different versions of the outcome of his death. He's not, today we know that Don Juan is a fictional character, but there are some writers that have wanted to see this character referenced to different living people like Jacob de Gratis, but whatever. The thing is that either A, Byron wrote the first one and everybody else took that character, or he jumped on the Don Juan train and wrote another Don Juan book.
Well, if he's writing that, I'm pretty sure there were others that were already writing stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, but, I mean, something's inspiring. I know it comes from one thing, but if he's going to this and being a big part of it, he was probably inspired by other people.
Yeah. And basically, I guess it was just like an umbrella term, because Don Juan, also known as Don Giovanni, is a legendary fictional Spanish libertine. Okay. Libertine? I don't know.
I have never seen that word.
Who devoted his life to seducing women. That was like his whole entire purpose in life was to seduce women.
Wow. Okay, well, I can see how it's so scandalous.
Scandalous!
For its time. Anyway, so Byron had joined different forces that were pushed back, and he and the Countess had to flee. And in 1821, he used 10,000 pounds of his own money to improve the Greek navy. after this, he actually had, I think, about 5 different paintings, one of them being major and actually surviving, of himself in military gear. Like, he was fighting even though he had never seen war in his life. So he was being a poser, but he actually did try to take action. So I guess he wasn't, but he was. Anyway. He was. So August 1823, he set sail for the heart of the war, but he was already kind of close to death, so he never really made it. But he was also distracted because he fell in love with another straight guy who refused him. So, that seemed to happen to him a lot. But later on, passing all this other stuff that I didn't feel like reading, he died of fever or something, I think. And his last words were, "I want to sleep now."
Damn it, the last words of anybody is the worst. So, we learned that his father died in France.
And his father was known as Mad Jack.
Mad Jack.
And his uncle was so terrible, he was known as the Wicked Lord.
So there you go, guys. There's Lord Byron.
Maybe
We're
you learned
another
something.
One for you.
Maybe, another piece of shit pedo.
This is literally about
I
to
want
become
to find
like
a good one. I'm going to,
grim
next time is a woman.
Exposing
Next
poetry
time,
shorts.
Next time is a woman, and it's going to be a good one. I know it is. Because most of the women
guys.
were good.
There you go. You got a promise. We will see you in the next episode.
See you there. This was Grimm's Poetry Shorts.
Yeah, and this is probably going to be the end of the podcast. So as we always say, Carrie, come over to the mic and tell the people goodbye.
She's waving with her feet.
She's been...
Goodbye!
There you go.
Perfect.
And stay rotten, guys.
Stay rotten.